The perimeter of a shape is you count up all the side
You,
lengths.
yeah, you add up all the sides. So yesterday I showed you a rectangle that had a length of 8 and a width of 2, and that had a perimeter of 20 units, an area of 16 square units. Then we had a square with a length and width of 5 units, which gave us a perimeter of 20 units and an area of 25 square units. Then we had a length and a width of 6 and 4, gave us a perimeter of 20 and an area of 24. Yesterday, I told you to focus on what pattern do you see with the length and the width. What pattern do you notice? Did you look at them and see, I noticed something that's the same in all of these lengths and widths? Does anyone notice any kind of pattern?
I know pattern.
Oh, was that Patience?
Yes.
What was what's the pattern you noticed?
The pattern that I noticed, they all have only units at the back of them.
Okay, yeah, so they're all units. Let's focus more on the numbers. Let's focus on the numbers specifically. Emmanuel, I saw your Zoom hand.
Emmanuel, you there?
Never mind. I was raising my hand for.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Let's see. Anybody?
Nikayla.
Do you notice a pattern, Nikayla?
I can't see. Can you make it bigger?
Can you not see the, I spotlight the video so that it's focused on this. Can you not see it enough?
No.
Okay.
Better now?
I don't know how to fix that. Do you know, Miss Williams?
Oh, I see it. I cannot see my mom.
Can you see it, Nikayla, or no?
No, it looked blurry.
Okay, yeah.
It looks blurry.
Quality of
Yeah, it might be the internet then.
Yeah.
Just give it a second and it might clear up.
Okay. Anybody else? I see Felix hand up. Seems like Felix on top of it. Let's hear from someone we haven't. Oh, Demaya. Demaya, go ahead and tell us if you see a pattern. What's the pattern looking at the numbers?
Oh, don't forget to unmute yourself.
The pattern that I see is 5 and
I'm gonna give you guys one more hint. What happens when you add 8 and 2? 5 plus 5. 6 plus 4.
oh, it's not the same number.
They're not?
As well, it's not the same. It's not the same number, and it's different. Like it's like a pattern and stuff. It's like 16. I don't know what
They have different areas. Demaya, tell me what's 8 plus 2?
8 plus 2. 10.
Okay, what's 5 plus 5?
10.
What's 6 plus 4?
10.
So what do all 3 of these rectangles have in common?
10. Number 10.
If you add the length and the width, just only the length and width, you will get 10. Does everyone notice that? Give me a thumbs up if you notice. I see Logan nodding his head. I see Christian. All right. So Miss Miranda, hold on a second. You told us that when you find the perimeter, you have to add all 4 sides. You're only adding 2 sides here. The reason why I want you to find the connection between adding just the length and the width to find the perimeter is this. So let me go get a nice little board here. Bam, 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 bam. So what's one of them that we had? 6 and 4. So I'm gonna say this is 6 units. This is 4 units. Okay.
Maya, go ahead and mute yourself, please.
So if I do 6 units and then 4 units, I already know over here, this is also going to be 6 units and 4 units. I messed up the way I spelled units there. So I'm doing 6 plus 4 plus 6 plus 4, or 6 plus 6 plus 4 plus 4. It doesn't matter the order that you add these numbers in, you're still going to get 20 because of the commutative property, okay? So if you only look at 6 plus 4, which was what? Show me with your hand, what's 6 plus 4? Daniela showing me, Felix showing me, Javaris, Christian, it's 10. Then if I do 6 plus 4 again on this side, that is also 10. So then if I do, where did I put my marker? Put it under here. If I do 10 plus 10, it's going to give me 20, which we know is the perimeter of this rectangle. So we know that we can find the area of any rectangle by multiplying the length and the width. If we want to find a rectangle that has the same perimeter, this says same perimeter, then you're going to look at the length and the width and add them together, and then find 2 other numbers that you can add together to get that. So let's go back to this. We have 8 plus 2 equals 10. 5 plus 5 equals 10. 6 plus 4 equals 10. What are 2 other ways that you can add numbers together to get 10? What else can you add to get 10?
Remember, this is where we ended yesterday, so people should have already did this.
Yeah, so hopefully some of you found some ways. What are 2 other ways that you found to add 10?
Logan, go ahead and write us down. Give us the 2 numbers, please, because we know we can't hear you. You can just show it to us, and I'll say it out loud. And this is the perfect time to be taking notes, friends.
For sure.
Logan, you said 1 and 9.
1 and 9 is correct.
1 and 9 is correct. Okay.
So I could do a length of 9 units and a width of 1 unit. Okay, let's do one more before we go ahead and find perimeters and areas.
JV, it looks like your hand is up. Go ahead and take a risk.
3 and 7.
Ooh,
3 and
yes. So we're gonna do 7 units for the length, 3 units for the width. Okay, Miss Miranda, we got these lengths and widths. How is this gonna be a rectangle? Well, let me get my little rectangle here. Let's do boop, 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 boop. All right, let's do the one JB said. We said 7 units, and we said 3 units. Okay. Look, there's our length and width right there. All right, 7 and 3. So if I do 7 and 3, we already know that's 10. Then over here, this is going to also be 7 units. This is also going to be 3 units. So we already know that's going to be 10. So we have 10 plus 10 equals.
You can unmute and tell us.
Yeah, go ahead and just say it. Say it out loud. What's 10 plus
10. 10 plus 10 equals 20.
20 units. Well, good. 'Cause
20.
we are looking for rectangles that have the same perimeter. So I'm going to go ahead and stick 20 units over here. Okay, what's the area? What's the area of this one?
Tell us the area.
Who can raise their hand and tell me the area of this one?
Okay, let's make sure we're paying attention, honey.
I see Denila's Zoom hand up.
Okay, Denila, go ahead.
100 square units.
You said the area was 100, so the space inside is 100? We can fit 100 boxes in there?
Remember, we're focused on the 7 and the 3. I think you multiplied 10 and 10. So go ahead, think about that and just for a second. Thank you for taking the risk.
Anybody else want to tell us the area? Oh, I see. Christian, can you tell us the area using the correct units afterwards?
10 units.
Not 10. Remember, how do we find the area? Area is length
Area and width.
times width.
So good risk, Christian. Let's phone a friend. Let me phone a friend.
So the length is 7, the width is 3. Esteban?
The area is 21 square units.
Good job, Esteban.
21 square units. Good. Okay. And just a little quick reminder in case we forgot how to multiply, you would do 7 groups of 3, or you could do 3 groups of 7. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So our area for this rectangle is 21 square units. 21 square units. Okay. All right, 9 and 1. We already know that the perimeter is going to be 20 units because we're finding the same perimeter. Without drawing the rectangle, who can tell me the area of a rectangle that is 9 units long and 1 unit wide? Remember, you would have to do this times this.
Who wants to give us that one? Let's have someone we haven't heard from. JV, take a risk. What do you think the area is if I multiply 9 and 1? JV, are you thinking?
Let me see if I could.
I don't think he heard.
JV, go ahead and tell us what 9 times 1 is. Don't forget to unmute yourself. What's 9 times 1?
9
9. Yeah. 9 what?
units.
Very close. What do I need to put between 9 and units?
I know.
Phone a friend?
On the friend?
Square.
Good job,
Square.
JV.
Good job. 9 square units. Okay. So yesterday, if you found another rectangle and it had a length of 7 and a width of 3, or a length of 9 and a width of 1, you got it. Okay. We can't really do 10 and 0 because that would just give us a line, and a line isn't a rectangle. Okay. So really quick, give me just a second. Thank you guys for being so patient. I'm gonna erase this because we're going to practice finding another rectangle with a perimeter of 12. So I did this in Sharpie so that I don't keep erasing stuff. So I got to do a magic trick where I got to go over it with a dry erase marker and then it goes away. So I'm now a magician. I'm going to do a magic trick where I make a Sharpie erase. It's going to disappear right before your eyes. Thank you for being patient.
So at this time, you said we're trying to find the perimeter of what, Miss Miranda?
Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to find rectangles that have a perimeter of 12.
Okay, I want everyone to take a risk. Everybody draw a rectangle on your paper right now. Rectangle. While we wait for Miss Miranda, we're gonna try to take some risks.
I don't have a paper right now.
Esteban, we should be bringing paper with us. It's okay though. Just think of it in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, to reference that you have paper and pencil with you. So draw a rectangle and then remember what we learned. And I want everybody to take a risk and try to find a rectangle with a perimeter. So if we add all those sides, we get a perimeter of 12 while we wait on Miss Miranda.
And remember that a rectangle, that it has two pairs of sides that are the same. Okay, so each side can't be a different number because then it won't be a rectangle.
Right.
So don't forget how rectangles work. See, in my head, that sounded like a good idea. I'm like, ooh, I can erase stuff and it won't like go away. No.
Okay. It gives them an opportunity to do some stuff.
There it goes. Beautiful. We're looking for a perimeter of 12 units. And a rectangle has 4 sides. Okay. These 2 sides are going to be the same number. These 2 sides are going to be the same number. That's why I said just focus on the length and the width. I'm going to give you guys, let's do another minute.
Yep. Nikayla, you shouldn't need to see. All you're doing is drawing a rectangle, okay? We're gonna try to say them out loud so that we can help you. It just might be the quality of the Wi-Fi there.
Yeah.
Are you still at home or are you somewhere else? You at home? Are you always there? Oh, okay.
I want you also to think, I forgot to mention this, I got a little ahead of myself. What's the connection between 10 and 20? So what did I have to do to 10 to get to 20? What did we have to do to those rectangles? Use that to help you how to get to 12. I want to see what you guys think first before I tell you how to do it. Okay, I know some of you aren't done, but let's see, did anyone want to take a risk? Anyone think they found a length and a width that could work? Ooh, I see Logan. Logan, go ahead and show us what you wrote down and we can check it.
Logan, he wrote 4 by 2. He gave us a 4 by 2.
So we're gonna, I'm just gonna write this down here.
Units on there. Just put units.
Mm-hmm. Felix, I see your hand up. Did you have something else or you have the same thing?
Anybody have something different? I see Demaya hand up. Go ahead, Demaya. Tell us what you got.
12 plus 1. 12 plus 0.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna, again, so we can't really do 12 and that's gonna give you 12 plus 0, which would give you 12. Let's go ahead and talk about that. I like that you did that because you know what? You're probably not the only person that did that, and that's a very common mistake. So if I do a rectangle, okay, it has a length of 12 and a width of 0. Well, I can't really draw 0. So then this would be 12 units, and this would be 12 units down here. Well, even if I just did 12 plus 12, that would give me a perimeter of 24 units. So we can't really have a width of 0 because with the way our world works, nothing is really 0 inches wide. It even gets like smaller than 0 because we live in a world that's 3D. Everything has length and width and even has depth, which isn't something that we've talked about. But this would only be like something flat, like something that you would draw on a piece of paper. So in our world, this doesn't really work. And that kind of gets into stuff that we don't really talk about in 3rd grade. I gotta talk about
What about 12? What about 12 times 1?
12 times 1, that's for area. So that would, let's go ahead and look at that. That would give us an area of 12. But what would that perimeter be? Would that perimeter still be 12?
No.
No.
24.
That would give us 24, 25, 26.
26.
That's a good
Miss
risk
Miranda.
though. I like that.
Miss Miranda, how about
Yeah.
3? How about 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3?
Ooh, okay, so we got a length of 3 and a width of 3.
Let me challenge you a little bit, Patience. What would we call that if all the sides are the same? Is that a rectangle or is that something else?
It's something else.
Okay, and what is that something else? You can look at Miss Miranda Post-it note to help you. That's a hint. What object is that?
It is.
Is that a rectangle?
No,
What is it?
it's a square.
Yes, good job, Patience. So when all the sides are the same, remember yesterday, Miss Miranda discussed that when all sides are the same, it's a square. Good job.
Perfect. Let's go ahead and let's talk about these two. All right. Let's check if the perimeter would be 12. So let's start with the square since I got a little post-it note here. So I got 3 units and I got 3 units. Okay. I got 3 plus 3. This would also be 3 and 3. So 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. What's 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3? Quick, raise your hand. Tell me.
All right, somebody just unmute themselves and tell us for the sake of time.
It is 12.
Is that what we're looking for?
Yeah.
It sure is. Okay, so the perimeter is 12 units. So good call, Patience. Okay, and then let's do 4 and 2. Get out of here, sticky note. So we
Yes,
got
Nikayla.
2.
No, matter of fact, save that for the end, Nikayla, okay? Or you can privately chat Miss Williams. If you all have questions and we in the middle of teaching, just like chat it and we'll get to them.
So if we do 4 and 2, is our perimeter going to still be 12? We do 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2. What's that?
JV, what happens if we have a length and width in 4 and 2, and we try to add them all together? What would our perimeter be? Make sure we're paying attention, buddy. We can't hear you. Unmute yourself. What would the perimeter be?
12.
Good job.
12 what?
Units. Squared units.
Remember, not square units because that's area, but it will be 12 units.
All right, thank you, JV. All right. Okay, so we successfully found 2 rectangles that have the same perimeter, and they will have different areas. Okay, just so for the sake of time, I would do 3 times 3, which is 9 square units. Then I would do 4 times 2, which is 8 square units. So just like I did before, what's the pattern with 4 and 2 and 3 and 3? So if I add 4 plus 2 and 3 plus 3, what's the sum for both of those? What's the sum? Daniela, I saw your hand up. What's the sum for both of these?
The sum is 14.
So what's 4 plus 2?
6.
6. What's 3 plus 3?
6.
Yeah. So the reason why I keep telling you to look at this pattern is because these would both equal the same thing. Now, what do 6 and 12? How do you get from 6 to 12? Why is it important that I'm asking you to add the length and the width to help you find the perimeter? Why do you think I'm having you do that? How do you get from 6 to 12? Just like before, how do you get from 10 to 20? What do you have to do to that number? Logan, I saw your hand up.
I really like how Logan is still participating, even though he has to write down his answers. That's hard work. Let's see. It says you have to multiply that number.
By what, Logan?
By 2. Yes.
Yes. So if you do 6 times 2, that's going to give you 12. If you do 10 times 2, that's going to give you 20. Well, that's because, look, if I do 4 plus 2, that's 6. And then if I do 4 plus 2 again, that's going to be 6. So 6 plus 6 is 12. And 6 plus 6 is the same thing as 6 times 2. Because remember, when you're taking the perimeter, you're adding it all together. So to help you find rectangles that have the same perimeter, you're going to take the perimeter and you're going to find out what's half of that perimeter. Okay? So what's half of 12? Well, half of 12 is 6. So you would find 2 numbers that you can add together to get 6. So before I set you free to do one on your own, who can raise their hand and give me one more rectangle that we could do?
Let's hear from Felix. We haven't heard from him much today.
Yeah. So Felix.
One that I wrote down is 5 plus 5 plus 1 plus 1.
Yeah. So the length would be what, Felix?
5.
5. And the width would be?
1.
1. So you notice how 5 plus 1 equals 6? So you think of all the ways that you can do 6. So he did 5 plus 1. Okay. I think we've got all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, these are all the ways that you can make 6 if you add them together. So this would give us an area of 5 square units. And this would give us a perimeter of 12 units.
Yep.
Okay. I know this is a little tricky to kind of get because you're like, Miss Murray, you're telling us to multiply and then we got to add. And then I know it's tricky, but it really comes down to trying to figure out how numbers are connected. And if that addition thing isn't really working for you, you can do just what 4 numbers can you add together that would give you 12, and then 2 of them would have to be the same. You could even just do this, okay? So here's your question for today. All right, and then here's another little chart here that does the same thing with all the things that can do 12, okay? So your question for today is this, and I'm actually gonna share my screen to make it easier for you to see. Well,
Yeah, so that Nikayla can see it.
so let me cancel this. Let me pull up my screen here. Oh, it logged me out. Give me a second. And this is actually, if you still had your packet, this is actually in your packet. So let me share screen. Where's the share screen button? Everything is looking way different than usual. Oh, there it is, share. I found it. Okay, this is your question for today. So look at this rectangle below. You're going to draw another rectangle that has the same perimeter, but different side lengths, okay? So just to help us out here, who can raise their hand and tell me what the perimeter, what the length of this rectangle is? Ms. Williams, I hid everyone so that everyone can see. Can you?
Okay, I can do it, yep. Is that a hand, Nikayla? Nikayla, tell us what the length is. Take a risk. What's the length of this?
The length of this one is 6.
Try to count one more time. It looked like you made a small mistake.
5.
5 what? 5.
5 square units.
Not square unit. Just 5.
Units.
Good job, honey.
So whoever's drawing, please stop.
Yeah, let's please stop doing that.
So 5 units. And then who can tell me the width?
Demaya, tell us the width.
3 units.
3 units, perfect. So just so we are all on the same page, if we have a length of 5 units and a width of 3 units, what is the perimeter of this rectangle?
Is there someone drawing?
Yeah, there was 2 people.
Let's try to stop drawing on the screen, please.
What is the perimeter?
Patience. Can you tell us what the perimeter is? Patience, are you there?
The perimeter is 8.
Don't forget to add all 4 sides together.
Oh,
Remember, if it's 4 sides, you should be adding 4 numbers.
the perimeter is 16.
16. All right. So you were finding another rectangle that has a perimeter of 16 units. Now, Patience did say 8 because she added 5 and 3. So you can find what other numbers can you add together. This is coming out super crooked. What 2 numbers can you add together to give you 8? Because then that will give you a rectangle. If you make it your length and width, that will give you a rectangle that will give you a perimeter of 16 units. So there are, I think, like 4 different rectangles that you can make that would give you a perimeter of 16 units. So your assignment is to just draw one different one that has the same perimeter. And then I want you to find the area of the one that you drew. And then answer number 18, is the area the same, greater than, or less than the area of the rectangle shown? So this is your takeaway for today. This is kind of like your exit ticket, and we'll start off with this on Thursday.
On Thursday, remember what she said, Thursday. So that means that you should be doing this. And if you can, I like how Denilah just doing it right now. Let's just, yeah. If you got it right now, just go ahead and get it out the way, so that, because you know we're about to ask questions. So if you can, just try to get it out the way, because you don't want to wait till Friday and everything gets due. Because remember, you're gonna have homework from me tomorrow.
Remember this little hint, what plus what will give you 8, and that will give you your length and width of your rectangle.
I got my answer.
Ooh.
Yeah,
So I would love to hear your answer, but if you really want to see, you can send it to myself or Ms. Williams, and we can check it for you, because we still want to see what you're doing.
Yes.
Okay. And if you don't get this all right now, when I upload the YouTube video, I will put this picture in the link down below. If you want to rewatch a video, the video, I will have it on there. And if you look at yesterday's video, I actually linked 2 more videos that are 2 other different teachers explaining the same thing. Because sometimes I know I need to hear something a couple different times for me to understand it. So I'm just going to give you another 30 seconds to look at this, and then I'm going to clear the screen so that we can go ahead and wrap up. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm gonna make this go away for right now, but again, it will be on YouTube. You'll get to see it. It will be there for you. So there we go.
We're going to spend the next just 3 to 4 minutes with any clarifying questions before we do. No, sorry, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to announce again how the schedule is going to go. If you have a question, put it in the chat, and Miss Miranda, I will answer it. Okay. So remember, tomorrow you will not have math. You will have reading with Miss Williams. And so we'll be reading tomorrow. And this evening, you should be finishing up, if you haven't just right now, finishing up the math that we just got done. And you also should be trying to, if you can, get on Lexia and or iReady reading, because we didn't do reading today. And remember, we're not worried about foundations right now. We're trying to make this easier for you all. And so we're trying to keep everything on Zoom. So if you ever feel like you need something to do, get on Lexia or iReady. And I know some of us have our packets. If you're not done with that packet, you could still be working on that. Because some of the stuff that we're going through, maybe if you have the packet, we can like try to have an interactive day where we kind of give you answers, or not answers, feedback on your progress so far.
And
Yep.
and if you guys were, I know some of your guys' parents were asking about packets. We can't mail them out right now. But if you go on the school website, there is a link to the new packet that you guys can do, and I will send out like a little notification with that for your grown-ups sometime this week. But there is the new 3rd grade packet.
Friday.
On Friday, yeah.
We'll do it during office hours on Friday. So on Friday, we can send out the link to new packets. Remember, you won't have it in your hand, but it's nothing to just get a pencil